Imagine this. It's a freezing November night in 1930, deep in the remote wilderness of Nunavut, Canada. A seasoned fur trapper, Joe LaBelle, trudges through knee-deep snow, hoping to find warmth and shelter in a familiar Inuit village nestled along the shores of Lake Anjikuni. He's been here before, greeted by friendly faces, warm fires, and the smell of cooking food. But this time, something's wrong. The village is silent. No voices, no barking dogs, no signs of life. As he steps into the settlement, he finds meals left uneaten, pots still hanging over cold fires, and personal belongings scattered as if their owners vanished mid-task. Even the sled dogs tethered to their posts are frozen, starved to death. An entire village, gone without a trace. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the world's creepiest unsolved mysteries. Today we're unraveling the chilling tale of Lake Anjikuni, a story that's haunted historians, conspiracy theorists, and paranormal enthusiasts for nearly a century. Was it mass murder, a government cover-up, alien abduction, or something even stranger? Hit that subscribe button, grab a warm drink, and let's explore the mystery of the village that vanished overnight. The setting, Lake Anjikuni. Lake Anjikuni lies in Nunavut's Kivalliq region, a remote frozen landscape 1,500 kilometers northwest of Ottawa. Surrounded by the rocky Canadian Shield, it was home to small Inuit villages that thrived on hunting and fishing. These settlements were lifelines for trappers like Joe LaBelle, offering shelter in the brutal Arctic winters. In November 1930, LaBelle arrived at one such village and found it deserted. Huts held food, clothing, and rifles, items the Inuit would never abandon. Pots of stew hung over dead fires, and a half-mended seal skin lay discarded. The sled dogs were dead, buried in snow, as if abandoned. Even the local graveyard was reportedly disturbed, with graves emptied. LaBelle alerted the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, who confirmed the eerie scene. No footprints, no struggle, no clues. Estimates of the village's size vary from 25 to 2,000 people, but all were gone. The investigation and early reports. The first account appeared on November 27, 1930, in the Danville Bee by journalist Emmett E. Kelleher, titled "Vanished Eskimo Tribe Gives North Mystery Stranger Than Fiction." He described LaBelle's discovery of a deserted village with 6 tents, housing about 25 people. Canadian newspapers spread the story, prompting inquiries to the Northwest Mounted Police, NWMP. But in January 1931, Sergeant J. Nelson of the Northwest Mounted Police reported no record of the event. The RCMP later called it a legend, questioning the existence of a village that size in such a remote area. Still, the story grew. Frank Edwards' 1950s book, Stranger Than Science, added claims of 1,200 to 2,000 missing and mysterious lights in the sky. Later, Nigel Blundell's World's Greatest UFO Mysteries mentioned trappers seeing a UFO near the lake. Skeptics like Brian Dunning of Skeptoid argue the story stems from Kelleher's article, with inconsistencies like kayaks battered by waves on a frozen lake. Yet LaBelle was real, and the RCMP acknowledged the article, leaving room for debate. Theories behind the disappearance. So what happened to the people of Lake Anjikuni? Let's explore the most popular theories, from the plausible to the downright bizarre. First, mass migration or natural disaster. Some researchers suggest the villagers relocated due to famine, disease, or extreme weather. The Arctic is unforgiving, and entire communities have been known to move when resources dwindle. But this theory falters when you consider the untouched supplies, food, clothing, and weapons left behind. Why abandon essentials in a life or death environment? And why no footprints or signs of a planned departure? A natural disaster, like an avalanche or gas release, similar to the 1986 Lake Nyos disaster in Cameroon, could explain a sudden exodus, but no geological evidence supports this at Lake Anjikuni. 2. Enemy attack or murder. Another theory points to an attack by a rival group or bandits, but the lack of violence, no blood, no damaged huts, makes this unlikely. The Inuit were skilled hunters, armed with rifles, and would have fought back. Plus, who would attack a remote village and leave valuable supplies untouched? 3. Supernatural or paranormal forces. Inuit oral traditions are rich with tales of spirits and curses. Some speculate the villagers were taken by malevolent entities or caught in a time loop or dimensional shift. While these ideas captivate the imagination, they lack empirical evidence and lean heavily on folklore. 4. Alien abduction. The most sensational theory ties the disappearance to extraterrestrial activity. Reports of strange pulsing blue lights, distinct from the aurora borealis, seen by RCMP officers and locals, fuel this idea. UFO enthusiasts point to Nigel Blundell's account of trappers witnessing a shape-shifting object flying toward the village. Could aliens have abducted an entire community? It's a stretch, but the lack of evidence for other explanations keeps this theory alive in pop culture. 5. Government cover-up. Conspiracy theorists argue the Canadian government relocated the villagers for secret experiments or to clear the area for resource extraction. The RCMP's denial and lack of records raise suspicions, but no documentation or whistleblower accounts support this. The skeptical view that skeptics argue the entire story is a fabrication. Brian Dunning and others point out that no physical remnants of a village have been found, and the RCMP's dismissal suggests it may have been a tall tale spun by Kelleher or Edwards. The population estimates grew suspiciously in later retellings, from 25 to 2,000, and details like UFOs and empty graves only appeared decades later. Joe LaBelle's lack of a hunting license has also cast doubt on his credibility, with some suggesting he exaggerated or invented the story for attention. Yet the mystery persists because of its chilling details and the lack of a definitive debunking. Inuit oral histories don't corroborate the event, but neither do they outright deny it. The absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence, and the remote location makes it hard to verify either way. Cultural impact and legacy. The Lake Anjikuni mystery has left a lasting mark on popular culture. It's inspired documentaries like Lost Souls of Anjikuni Lake and Anjikuni, The Vanishing Village, as well as episodes of shows like Unsolved Mysteries and Ancient Aliens. Books, podcasts, and YouTube videos, like this one, keep the story alive, blending fact and fiction into a modern legend. It's even drawn comparisons to other vanishings, like the Roanoke colony or India's Kuldara village, where entire communities disappeared under mysterious circumstances. For the Inuit, the story raises questions about how their history is portrayed. Some argue it's disrespectful to sensationalize their culture with unverified tales of UFOs or curses. Documentaries like Echoes from the Past. Anjikuni strive to balance respect for Inuit traditions with the mystery's allure, emphasizing the harsh realities of Arctic life. The Lake Anjikuni disappearance remains one of Canada's greatest unsolved mysteries. Was it a real event, distorted by decades of embellishment, or a complete fabrication born from a trapper's tale? Whether you believe in aliens, spirits, or a simpler explanation, the story's eerie details, abandoned meals, empty graves, and starved dogs, make it impossible to forget. What do you think happened to the villagers of Lake Anjikuni? Drop your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a mystery. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the unexplained.